Welcome to our exploration of foreign policy analysis and decision-making. In today's interconnected world, understanding how nations craft their strategies and make choices on the global stage is crucial. We'll begin by introducing the concept of foreign policy, highlighting its importance in shaping international relations and influencing global events. As we move forward, you'll see how governments weigh their options, consider risks, and respond to challenges. Let's dive into the fascinating world of diplomacy, negotiation, and strategic thinking that drives foreign policy decisions. Foreign policy refers to a country's approach to dealing with other nations. It encompasses a wide range of activities, from trade agreements and alliances to conflict resolution and humanitarian aid. Governments develop foreign policy to protect national interests, promote economic growth, and maintain security. The process involves careful analysis of global trends, domestic priorities, and the actions of other states. By understanding the core elements of foreign policy, we can better appreciate the complexity of international decision-making. Foreign policy decisions are rarely made by a single individual. Instead, a range of actors contribute to the process. These include government leaders, diplomats, military officials, and advisors. Each actor brings unique perspectives and expertise shaping the final outcome. Collaboration and communication are essential, as decisions often require input from multiple agencies and departments. Understanding the roles of these key players helps us see how complex and multifaceted foreign policy truly is. The decision-making process in foreign policy is structured yet flexible. It typically begins with identifying a problem or opportunity. Next, policymakers gather information, analyze options, and consult with experts. After weighing the pros and cons, they make recommendations and seek approval from higher authorities. The process may involve negotiations, debates, and revisions before a final decision is reached. This structured approach ensures that decisions are informed, balanced, and aligned with national interests. Intelligence plays a vital role in foreign policy analysis. Governments rely on intelligence agencies to provide accurate information about global events, potential threats, and opportunities. This data helps policymakers anticipate challenges and make informed decisions. Intelligence gathering involves monitoring political developments, economic trends, and military activities. By integrating intelligence into the decision-making process, governments can respond proactively and protect their interests. Diplomacy is a cornerstone of foreign policy. Through diplomatic channels, countries negotiate agreements, resolve conflicts, and build alliances. Diplomats use communication skills, cultural understanding, and negotiation tactics to advance their nation's interests. Diplomatic efforts can range from formal treaties to informal discussions. The success of diplomacy often depends on trust, mutual respect, and the ability to find common ground. Effective diplomacy strengthens relationships and promotes global stability. Economic factors are central to foreign policy decisions. Governments assess trade opportunities, investment risks, and financial stability when crafting policy. Economic sanctions, aid packages, and trade agreements are tools used to influence other nations. Policymakers must balance domestic economic needs with international obligations. By analyzing economic data and trends, governments can make decisions that foster growth and protect their interests. National security is a primary concern in foreign policy. Governments must protect their citizens from external threats, including terrorism, cyber attacks, and military aggression. Defense strategies involve alliances, military readiness, and intelligence sharing. Policymakers evaluate risks and develop plans to ensure safety and stability. Security considerations often drive decisions about alliances, interventions, and resource allocation. Humanitarian concerns are increasingly important in foreign policy. Governments respond to crises such as natural disasters, conflicts, and pandemics by providing aid and support. Humanitarian policy aims to alleviate suffering, promote human rights, and foster global cooperation. Policymakers must balance compassion with practical considerations, ensuring that aid is effective and sustainable. Humanitarian efforts enhance a nation's reputation and contribute to global well-being. Public opinion can influence foreign policy decisions. Governments monitor the views of citizens, interest groups, and the media to gauge support for policy initiatives. Policymakers may adjust strategies to reflect public sentiment, especially in democratic societies. Effective communication and transparency help build trust and legitimacy. By considering public opinion, governments ensure that foreign policy aligns with national values and priorities. International law shapes foreign policy by establishing rules and norms for state behavior. Treaties, conventions, and agreements provide frameworks for cooperation and conflict resolution. Governments must comply with legal obligations while pursuing their interests. Legal considerations influence decisions about trade, security, and humanitarian aid. Understanding international law helps policymakers navigate complex global issues and avoid dispute. Culture plays a significant role in foreign policy. Policymakers must understand the values, traditions, and beliefs of other nations to communicate effectively and build relationships. Cultural awareness helps avoid misunderstandings and fosters mutual respect. Governments may use cultural diplomacy, such as exchanges and events, to promote goodwill and cooperation. By appreciating cultural differences, policymakers can create more effective and inclusive strategies. History shapes foreign policy decisions. Past events, alliances, and conflicts influence current strategies and relationships. Policymakers study historical trends to anticipate future challenges and opportunities. Understanding history helps governments avoid repeating mistakes and build on successes. By analyzing the historical context, policymakers can make informed decisions that reflect lessons learned and long-term interests. Ideology shapes foreign policy by guiding values and priorities. Political beliefs, economic theories, and social principles influence decisions about alliances, trade, and intervention. Policymakers must balance ideological commitments with practical realities. Ideological differences can lead to conflict or cooperation depending on how they are managed. By understanding ideological influences, governments can develop strategies that reflect their core values and adapt to changing circumstances. Governments use a variety of instruments to implement foreign policy. These include diplomacy, economic sanctions, military force, and humanitarian aid. Each instrument has strengths and limitations, and policymakers must choose the most appropriate tool for each situation. The selection of policy instruments depends on objectives, resources, and constraints. By understanding the range of available tools, governments can respond effectively to global challenges. Risk assessment is a critical part of foreign policy analysis. Policymakers evaluate potential threats, uncertainties, and consequences before making decisions. Risk management involves identifying vulnerabilities, developing contingency plans, and monitoring outcomes. By assessing risks, governments can minimize negative impacts and maximize opportunities. Effective risk assessment ensures that foreign policy decisions are resilient and adaptive. Scenario planning helps policymakers anticipate future developments and prepare for uncertainty. By imagining different outcomes, governments can test strategies and adapt to changing conditions. Scenario planning involves analyzing trends, identifying key drivers, and developing alternative plans. This approach enhances flexibility and resilience, allowing policymakers to respond quickly to unexpected events. Scenario planning is a valuable tool for managing complexity in foreign policy. Negotiation is a key skill in foreign policy. Policymakers use tactics such as compromise, persuasion, and leverage to achieve their goals. Successful negotiation requires preparation, understanding the interests of all parties, and finding mutually beneficial solutions. Negotiation can resolve conflicts, build alliances, and advance national interests. By mastering negotiation tactics, governments can enhance their effectiveness on the global stage. Forming alliances is a strategic move in foreign policy. Alliances provide security, economic benefits, and political support. Governments negotiate terms, build trust, and coordinate actions with partners. Alliance formation involves balancing interests, managing differences, and maintaining commitment. Strong alliances enhance a nation's influence and ability to respond to global challenges. By understanding alliance dynamics, policymakers can strengthen their position in the international arena. Conflict resolution is essential in foreign policy. Governments use diplomacy, mediation, and negotiation to address disputes and prevent escalation. Conflict resolution requires understanding the root causes, identifying interests, and finding common ground. Effective strategies promote peace, stability, and cooperation. By resolving conflicts, governments can protect their interests and contribute to global security. Soft power is the ability to influence others through attraction rather than coercion. Governments use culture, values, and diplomacy to build positive relationships and enhance their reputation. Soft power complements traditional tools like military force and economic sanctions. By investing in soft power, governments can achieve their goals through persuasion and cooperation. Soft power is increasingly important in a globalized world. Hard power refers to the use of force or coercion to achieve foreign policy objectives. Military strength, economic sanctions, and political pressure are examples of hard power. Governments use hard power to deter threats, enforce agreements, and protect interests. While effective in some situations, hard power can lead to conflict and resistance. Policymakers must balance hard and soft power to achieve sustainable outcomes. Globalization has transformed foreign policy. Increased connectivity, trade, and communication create new opportunities and challenges. Governments must adapt to rapid changes, manage interdependence, and respond to global issues. Globalization requires cooperation, innovation, and flexibility. By understanding its impact, policymakers can develop strategies that harness benefits and address risks. Technology influences foreign policy by enabling new forms of communication, intelligence gathering, and warfare. Governments use technology to monitor developments, share information, and enhance security. Technological advances create opportunities for innovation and cooperation, but also pose risks such as cyber threats. Policymakers must stay informed and adapt strategies to leverage technology effectively. Environmental issues are increasingly important in foreign policy. Climate change, resource management, and sustainability require international cooperation. Governments negotiate agreements, share technology, and provide aid to address environmental challenges. Environmental policy balances economic growth with ecological protection. By prioritizing sustainability, policymakers can promote global well-being and long-term stability. Regional dynamics shape foreign policy decisions. Governments must consider the interests, conflicts, and alliances within specific regions. Regional organizations such as the European Union or ASEAN facilitate cooperation and address shared challenges. Policymakers analyze regional trends to anticipate developments and coordinate actions. Understanding regional dynamics helps governments tailor strategies and build effective partnerships. Multilateralism involves cooperation among multiple countries to address global challenges. Governments participate in international organizations, such as the United Nations, to promote peace, security, and development. Multilateral approaches enhance legitimacy, share resources, and foster collective action. Policymakers must balance national interests with global responsibilities. Multilateralism is essential for tackling complex issues like climate change and pandemics. Unilateralism refers to a country acting independently in foreign policy. Governments may pursue unilateral strategies to protect interests, assert sovereignty, or respond quickly to challenges. While unilateralism offers flexibility, it can lead to isolation and conflict. Policymakers must weigh the benefits and risks of acting alone versus cooperating with others. Unilateralism is a strategic choice that reflects national priority. Policy evaluation assesses the effectiveness of foreign policy decisions. Governments monitor outcomes, gather feedback, and analyze data to determine success. Evaluation helps identify strengths, weaknesses, and areas for improvement. Policymakers use evaluation to refine strategies, allocate resources, and enhance accountability. By evaluating policy, governments ensure that decisions achieve intended goals and adapt to changing conditions. Adaptation is essential in foreign policy. Governments must adjust strategies in response to new information, changing circumstances, and unexpected events. Policy adaptation involves learning from experience, updating plans, and communicating changes. Flexible and responsive policies enhance resilience and effectiveness. By adapting, governments can navigate uncertainty and seize opportunities. Leadership styles influence foreign policy decisions. Leaders may be assertive, collaborative, or cautious, shaping the direction and tone of policy. Leadership involves vision, communication, and decision-making skills. Effective leaders inspire confidence, build consensus, and drive action. By understanding leadership styles, policymakers can enhance their impact and achieve strategic goals. Policy coordination ensures that foreign policy actions are consistent and aligned. Governments coordinate efforts across agencies, departments, and partners to achieve objectives. Coordination involves sharing information, setting priorities, and resolving conflicts. Effective coordination enhances efficiency, reduces duplication, and strengthens outcomes. By coordinating policy, governments can maximize impact and achieve strategic goals. Communication is vital in foreign policy. Governments use public diplomacy, media, and official statements to convey messages and shape perceptions. Effective communication builds trust, clarifies intentions, and mobilizes support. Policymakers must tailor messages to different audiences and contexts. By mastering communication strategies, governments can enhance their influence and achieve policy objectives. Implementation turns foreign policy decisions into action. Governments allocate resources, assign responsibilities, and monitor progress. Implementation requires coordination, flexibility, and problem-solving skills. Policymakers must address challenges, adapt plans, and ensure accountability. Effective implementation achieves policy goals and delivers tangible results. By focusing on implementation, governments can translate vision into reality. Feedback mechanisms help governments improve foreign policy. Policymakers gather input from stakeholders, monitor outcomes, and adjust strategies. Feedback enhances learning, accountability, and effectiveness. By listening to feedback, governments can refine policies, address concerns, and build trust. Feedback mechanisms are essential for responsive and adaptive foreign policy. Policy learning involves analyzing past experiences to improve future decisions. Governments study successes and failures, share knowledge, and update strategies. Learning enhances adaptability, innovation, and resilience. Policymakers use lessons learned to avoid mistakes and capitalize on opportunities. By fostering a culture of learning, governments can strengthen foreign policy and achieve long-term goals. Innovation drives progress in foreign policy. Governments develop new approaches, tools, and partnerships to address emerging challenges. Innovation involves creativity, experimentation, and risk-taking. Policymakers must embrace change, test ideas, and learn from results. By fostering innovation, governments can enhance effectiveness and respond to a dynamic global environment. Ethics play a crucial role in foreign policy. Governments must consider moral principles, human rights, and justice when making decisions. Ethical considerations influence choices about intervention, aid, and alliances. Policymakers must balance ethical commitments with practical realities. By prioritizing ethics, governments can build legitimacy, trust, and respect in the international community. Foreign policy faces numerous challenges, including uncertainty, complexity, and competing interests. Governments must navigate shifting alliances, emerging threats, and resource constraints. Policymakers use analysis, negotiation, and adaptation to overcome obstacles. By understanding challenges, governments can develop resilient strategies and achieve their objectives. Case studies provide valuable insights into foreign policy analysis and decision-making. By examining real-world examples, policymakers learn from successes and failures. Case studies highlight the complexity of decisions, the role of actors, and the impact of context. Policymakers use case studies to test theories, refine strategies, and improve outcomes. Case study analysis is a powerful tool for learning and innovation. Comparative analysis helps policymakers understand differences and similarities in foreign policy approaches. By comparing strategies, outcomes, and contexts, governments identify best practices and avoid pitfalls. Comparative analysis enhances learning, innovation, and effectiveness. Policymakers use comparisons to refine strategies and adapt to changing conditions. Comparative analysis is essential for informed decision-making. Theories guide foreign policy analysis and decision-making. Policymakers use frameworks such as realism, liberalism, and constructivism to interpret events and develop strategies. Theory application helps explain behavior, predict outcomes, and inform choices. By applying theories, governments can make sense of complexity and develop coherent policies. Theory is a valuable tool for analysis and innovation. Foreign policy is constantly evolving. Emerging trends such as digital diplomacy, climate change, and shifting alliances shape the future of decision-making. Governments must anticipate developments, adapt strategies, and invest in innovation. By staying informed and proactive, policymakers can navigate uncertainty and seize opportunities. The future of foreign policy requires flexibility, creativity, and resilience. We've explored the multifaceted world of foreign policy analysis and decision-making. From defining key concepts to examining practical tools and challenges, we've seen how governments navigate complexity and pursue their interests. Effective foreign policy requires analysis, collaboration, adaptation, and innovation. By understanding the process, we can appreciate the importance of informed and strategic decision-making in shaping global affairs. As we look to the future, foreign policy will continue to play a vital role in global affairs. Policymakers must stay informed, embrace innovation, and foster cooperation to address emerging challenges. The ability to analyze, adapt, and lead will determine success in an ever-changing world. By understanding foreign policy analysis and decision-making, we can contribute to a more peaceful, prosperous, and interconnected global community.